AustralianCookingClass.com. This is Giuseppe here again today. What we're going to be doing, folks, is making a beautiful baked ricotta tart. Now I call this Gaetana's Ricotta Tart because I got the recipe off this beautiful lady called Gaetana, and I used it in the restaurant. I changed it slightly, the crust and so forth, and this is what I'm going to be presenting to you. But Gaetana is a friend of my mother's, and she always used to make beautiful pastries, and I've always regarded her as a sweet, wonderful person. And I don't know if there's any correlation there, none intentionally, though she is a lovely, lovely person, and her husband Giuseppe, and she makes the most outstanding sweets and pastries. This actual recipe is in two parts. One part is the filling, of course, which is lemon, sugar, eggs, which will be separated, and ricotta. That's all it is. And the other part is the sweet paste, or the short crust, whatever you like to call it. And it's eggs, flour, sugar and butter. First we'll concentrate on making the base. It's very, very simple, and as all our recipes are, again, because we can focus on the creation of what we're doing. We've sifted some flour into this. We're going to just pour that straight into the mixer. 2 eggs, some sugar, and the butter should be at room temperature. And we'll just break that up into little pieces. This makes it easier on the blender, and also for it to mix in with the rest of the ingredients. We'll mix that together for about 10 minutes until it all becomes one, and you'll see what I mean. We'll just turn it off and we'll just push down the sides. Now you'll notice that it's become one whole combined piece of dough, and we'll let that go for probably another minute or so, because it's actually kneading and working the dough at the same time. It's just one of those simple, wonderful things to put together. See, it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You can see it's got some nice elasticity in there. We're just going to wrap that up now in some wonderful Glad wrap or cling film, whatever you like, and we'll just let it sit for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and then we'll roll it out. Now we're going to roll the base for the tart. What you will need is one of these, some flour and some extra butter. Now the idea of the butter is just so that we can grease this up nicely, that's all. Flour. So I'm able to make 2 bases out of this, or what you can do is use about 3/4 of it so it gets a bit thicker and it becomes a little bit more like a biscuit base, as well as using some of the leftover dough to make into a lattice work on top of the ricotta tart. Put the rest in the fridge. See, it is very, very soft, so just gently roll around, put a bit more flour there. You don't want to add too much flour, because what happens is it actually, because it is so soft and moist, it picks up all the flour, so the consistency of the dough will be different to what you want it from original. Just push the edges in like that. Thicker, we'll just go out a little bit. It's important to make it really nice and evenly thick, so that when it cooks, it does cook evenly. So we've got this base ready to go. That's about the size. It is bigger, of course, because it has to come down the sides of the actual mould. Now we're going to roll it on the rolling pin so that we can roll it. Make sure that you pick up, because it is so soft and delicate, you pick up all the edges, otherwise it will tear. And we'll just roll it back onto there, just as such, like that. And now we'll just gently pick it up and fold it into the mould itself. This is like patchwork. So we're going to take some from here and we're going to put it over here, because we don't have any over here. We'll have a look from the top, because we're just pressing in there like that with each finger, with a finger in each curve. This is really, really a beautiful recipe. A little bit technical, they're great. And the great thing is that once you know this recipe, this technique in how to making bases for tarts and flans, it's just unreal. You can use it anytime you like with anything you want and create whatever you like. Now if you want to look down in here, you can see how it's just nice and evenly around there. I'm now going to put it in the fridge because that will help it to dry. So the less moisture we have in the base, the better it will bake off. Now we're going to stick it in the fridge and we'll let it sit in there for half an hour. Welcome back. What we're doing is the second part of the ricotta tart, and we're going to make the cheese filling. And what we'll do first is we're going to pass the ricotta through the sieve so that it's nice and smooth and no lumps in it. We'll just push it through there nicely. There we go, all done through that. We'll just knock that down like that. We'll add all the sugar because that's what it is. We'll separate the egg. That's all in there. We'll give it a little bit of vanilla essence. Add some lemon zest in here. Turn that on and we'll whisk that for about 5 minutes on high speed. And at the same time we're going to whisk the white and then we're going to fold them all in together, pour it into the base and bake it off in a preheated oven at 180 degrees. Just get that stuff down around the sides, always good to do that. That's good. Okay. So here's that lovely base that I made up before. And we're going to add the egg whites to the ricotta mix. And we'll just fold that in nice and easily. Okay. That's all mixed through nicely and evenly there. We'll just pour that out. Put that in the oven, preheated oven, and we'll for about 40 minutes and then we'll come and check it. Wow, that looks spot on. We'll let that sit for about 15 minutes or so, and what'll happen is it'll actually shrink some as it drops, as well as the sides coming away from the mould itself. So we'll pull that out shortly. It smells beautiful. If you look closely here, you'll see that the tart's been sitting for about 15-20 minutes. You can see how it's come away from the edges here. Come out nice and easy. There we go. It is quite hot, I must say, but oh, that just looks tremendous. And it's just superb. And you can serve this with cream or whatever you serve it with, softened prunes in the restaurant. But Mamma mia, that's so nice. And the boy Joseph here is hanging. Come in here. He's hanging to have a try. We just couldn't hold him back. He's going, come on, come on, come on. So tell us what you think. No kidding.
Why?
Right. Usually you go, no, it sucks. Anyway, it's good. You okay?
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
This is the Italian cooking class. Thank you for watching. Gaetana's baked ricotta tart. It's sensational. Have a try, folks. A little bit not so bad. A little bit of practice. Be flexible. Keep going with it because you will get it, just like most things in life. Thank you so much. This is Giuseppe. Arrivederci, buon appetito. And this is our beautiful boy Joseph.